Coming soon to own on
YouTube
video
and Twitch.
DVD.
This is what if Superman fought the entire US military? Now that I think about it, if he fought the entire US military, I think we were fucked.
June 15th, 2025.
Unless we have like all of his weaknesses documented, we know everything about him, how he gets his power ups, and we don't know none of that, or we're fucked.
Washington, D.C. Superman catches a falling 747 with 300 passengers aboard. Crowds cheer from the National Mall as the Man of Steel waves to children. The president personally thanks him on live television. He's the most beloved hero in the world who's saved Earth 1,000 times. But let's change one thing. A mysterious solar pulse from deep space temporarily scrambles Superman's mind, convincing him that he's here to liberate America by force. So,
I mean, nigga, if Batman's not around, we're fucked. Straight like that, nigga, we're fucked.
what does the US military actually do against a man who can bench press planets? 2:47 p.m. Superman attacks the White House and the first response is the standard infantry weapons immediately available.
I feel like you should.
Secret Service
I feel like you should automatically know he's bulletproof. He could do all this shit. Tank fall. He could catch a fucking plane out of the sky. You think he can't take a bullet? Well, we should have started off the rip trying to fucking shoot nukes at this nigga.
agents around the White House carry P-90 submachine guns and
That's
Sig
not
Sauer
enough.
P-229 pistols. Marine guards at the gates have M4 carbines firing 5.56 millimeter rounds at 3,000 feet per second, enough to punch through level 3 body armor. Each bullet delivers about 1,800 joules of energy, enough to drop any human target instantly. But in Superman Returns, bank robbers empty an entire minigun directly into his chest, 6,000 rounds per minute of armor piercing ammunition, and Superman doesn't even stop walking. One
Yeah,
guy
you're
even shoots him
fucked.
point blank in the eyeball, and the bullet flattens like a penny before falling to the ground. Superman's skin has tanked forces measured in megatons, and since a bullet delivers about 4/10 millionths of a percent of 1 megaton, in other words, the Secret Service isn't doing much. 10 minutes later, the first M1 Abrams tanks from Fort Myer finally thunder across the Potomac bridges. These 70-ton behemoths position themselves along Constitution Avenue, their 120mm smoothbore cannons tracking Superman as he hovers above the National Mall. The
Mm-mm.
tank commander orders Sabot rounds loaded, tungsten darts that fly at Mach 5 and deliver
But isn't tungsten like the heaviest metal in the world? So technically, wouldn't it just like it just sink? I don't know.
12 megajoules of kinetic energy concentrated on a surface smaller than a quarter. To put that in perspective, 12 megajoules could lift a school bus 400 feet in the air.
Yeah.
During Desert Storm, these rounds punched through Iraqi T 72s from 2 miles away, sometimes
Damn.
penetrating one tank and destroying another behind it. The first tank fires, and its tungsten dart crosses the half-mile distance in under a second. In Action Comics number 1000, Superman takes a direct hit from an alien railgun we can estimate as firing at Mach 7 with 20 megajoules of force. In the comic, he is knocked back, but not injured. The sabot shatters against his chest like a wine glass hitting concrete. The tank crew watches fragments of their best weapon rain down on the reflecting pool like confetti.
That's not our best weapon. Mm. At some point, we gotta consider nuking Washington. At that point,
15 minutes into the attack, Apache helicopters from Davison Army Airfield arrive, circling at 500 feet. Each Apache carries 16 AGM 114 Hellfire missiles, 100-pound weapons with shaped charges designed to burn through tank armor. When a Hellfire detonates, it creates a jet of molten copper moving at 25,000 feet per second, 8 times faster than a rifle bullet. The
god
jet
damn.
reaches 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit and generates 300,000 psi at the impact point, enough to punch through 31 inches of armor plating. The lead
Damn.
Apache fires a full salvo. 16 missiles streak towards Superman, trailing white smoke. But we've seen Superman fly through Earth's core, and that's 10,800 degrees Fahrenheit and
Not enough.
3.6 million atmospheres of pressure. He routinely operates in environments 5 times hotter and 12 times more pressurized than our best missiles can generate. Not to mention in Superman, the animated series, he swims through lava to
Well, yeah, the sun powers this nigga, so I assume hot things don't hurt this nigga.
save people, and in the comics, he's flown through the hearts of stars. The Hellfires detonate around him in a chain of explosions that shatters every window on Capitol Hill. Car alarms blare for miles. But when the smoke clears, Superman is still unbothered. 30 minutes in, F 22 Raptors from Langley Air Force Base arrive
Nigga, we know how this shit went with Invincible, nigga. If he really wanted to, he's blitzing through this shit.
at 40,000 feet. These are America's apex predators, fifth generation stealth fighters that cost $350 million each and
$350 million of y'all tax money, and not mine. I don't make enough to pay taxes yet.
carry AIM 120 AMRAAM missiles with 40-pound warheads that can pull 40G turns to chase targets. The Raptors engage from behind visual range, launching their entire payload from 30 miles away. 8 seconds, that's quintillionths of a second. In Man of Steel, we see him react to bullets after they're fired, moving between them like they're standing still. Even then, he doesn't even bother dodging because it's not worth it.
See, that's why I don't like right people do super fast characters because technically Superman has the same speed perception as the Flash, but he still gets hit. Like he allows himself to get punched by very slow attacks. It's very like weird and inconsistent. I don't know.
His time. He watches as the missiles detonate harmlessly against his chest. At 3:47 p.m., exactly 1 hour after the Pentagon's initial alert, the president authorizes nuclear response from the Situation Room bunker. The Joint Chiefs have run out of conventional options, and it's finally time for America's ultimate deterrent.
The football,
The USS Tennessee, an Ohio class submarine 200 miles off the Virginia coast, receives authentication codes and surfaces just long enough to launch a single Trident 2 D5 missile. This 3 stage rocket carries 14 W 88 warheads, each packing 475 kilotons, 31 times more powerful than Hiroshima.
nigga, 31 times more powerful than Hiroshima. I was down like yo nuke Washington, but gang, you're nuking the entire East Coast with this shit.
The combined yield is 6.65 megatons programmed to converge on Superman's location. The warheads reach the edge of space, then turn downward at Mach 20.
Mach
They're
20.
designed to penetrate missile defense systems, releasing decoys and chaff to confuse interceptors. In part 4 of the Dark Knight Returns comic, Superman takes a direct hit from a Soviet nuclear missile with an estimated 50 megaton yield. That's 8 times more powerful than our entire Trident payload. He
God
survives,
damn.
but barely. This won't kill him, not close,
All right, shoot another one. Yeah, shoot 3 more. Fuck
but
it.
it could hurt. Superman hears the missile launch codes being given from 200 miles away, and knowing this could sting, moves to intercept the Trident at 60,000 feet and gives it a shove into deep space. The Pentagon watches their nuclear option fail on satellite feeds. Generals who've spent careers planning for every contingency realize they're facing something beyond any scenario. By sunset, military commanders accept they need their absolute last resort. Deep in the Pentagon's classified vaults, Project Greenlight has been preparing for this exact scenario since the first time Superman revealed himself to the world. They've
Mm,
weaponized fragments of
kryptonite.
kryptonite recovered from past meteorite impacts into specialized munitions.
I'm just saying, realistically, I feel like if the government ever got their hands on an actual piece of kryptonite, within like 3 months, they'll find a way to replicate it to a T, probably make it even stronger against Superman in real life. I feel like that's not crazy to say. I feel like it's very much possible to like copy kryptonite.
Special Forces teams deploy with kryptonite laced artillery shells capable of dispersing radioactive fragments across a 100-meter radius. Apache helicopters retrofit their rocket pods with aerosol dispensers filled with kryptonite powder, each canister containing enough irradiated particles to cover 3 city blocks.
Damn.
Snipers take position with magazines of kryptonite tipped rounds, their scopes tracking Superman from 2 miles away. Powderized kryptonite fills the air around Superman to block an escape. For the first time all day, Superman staggers and his skin starts bruising. Distracted and weakened, a sniper's kryptonite round actually lands and draws blood from his shoulder. In the Injustice games, kryptonite gas like this can completely depower him for several seconds.
That's all you need, nigga. Headshot. Remember what Thanos said, always go for the head, bro.
Turning the god into a man. Artillery shells explode overhead, raining kryptonite shrapnel that burns into Superman's skin like acid. For a moment, just a moment, the military has him pinned. But he creates a massive updraft with his super breath, a localized hurricane that disperses the gas into the stratosphere. Before the artillery can reload, he's already melted their weapons with heat vision
See, and that's the thing I feel like where it's like if he I feel like the government would have like a system where everybody on site got kryptonite bullets where we mag dumping them. We dropping nukes. Like even the foot soldiers, all their guns got like a weaker version of kryptonite in it.
from a mile.
If they was able if they was able to replicate kryptonite, I feel like it's fair to say everybody in the military would have some type of kryptonite weapon on them. And the minute they got him pinned down, they're gonna let loose and just keep firing on him.
Away, the beams cutting through steel like a hot knife through butter. The kryptonite gambit, Earth's only real shot, burns through in less than 30 seconds. As night
Damn.
falls over a burning Washington, the truth becomes undeniable. The entire $500 billion US military arsenal couldn't stop one Kryptonian. Without kryptonite, the military has literally zero chance. With perfect kryptonite deployment and a lot of luck, they've got maybe a 10% shot. And that's assuming Superman doesn't see it coming with his super senses.
That's one thing I feel like a lot of people forget. Like he got super hearing, super sight. Like that shit's really overpowered.
In reality, Earth's best defense against Superman isn't weapons. It's hoping he woke up on the right side of the bed. If
That's
you want to
fair.
see what happens when Iron Man fights at Pearl Harbor, subscribe.
Nigga, what? Yeah, might have to tap into that. Anyways, let me know how y'all feel that down.
I'm not trying to score. Your heart's an open door. I got the key. I'm trying to keep composure and some more. I know you want some more. Oh, oh. Can your body hear me? Want you to feel me?